All right, just wanted to get that out of the way. Ole Miss upset of the week prediction was correct. All right, now to the more important thing, Indiana, and really just the topic overall of handling business, right? This was a game today by Indiana that they really had no rights in being in, staying alive in, especially on the road. We saw some crazy road tests. Right now, Mississippi State is tied with Tennessee in the red zone with a chance to go up on them. They're unranked against the ranked team. Ole Miss, obviously ranked, but playing the number 4 LSU, is going to get a win. You're seeing these teams not handle business. You saw Virginia beat Florida State yesterday. And I'll say this win today means more to me as a fan and as a watcher of football than it does the 53-point win against Illinois. As you saw today, Illinois, if you didn't know, beat USC, as I predicted as well. Because USC is not as great as I think people say, and also because Illinois still is good. Even though they got slaughtered by Indiana, they really just gave up basically after that first half. I hate to say Illinois fans, if you're kind of upset at that, they gave up. It was over. So Indiana today had a test. And I think getting tested, right, like the game tomorrow with the Colts and Rams, that's going to be great. Because win or lose that test, you know a lot about the team. But when you win it and you did it rough, it shows me a lot. But let's really break down the game more than that. Indiana, as you know, I didn't make a separate prediction video for it. I didn't think it was super necessary. I just said, hey, Indiana, it's going to be a close game. I think they win by 2 scores, though. They did not. They win by a touchdown with like a minute 20 left. Indiana could not get the ground game running, and when they didn't, they switched to play action, which is really weird because you can't run, so now you're going to fake run like the team thinks you're going to run. Really bad play calling for, honestly, 3.5 quarters from Cignetti and crew. I hated it. I thought it was disastrous, and anytime you did have Mendoza drop back, the pressure was brought immediately because of the play action. Luckily, there at the end, they start just running shotgun and letting Mendoza use his talent, use his ability. You know, Heisman frontrunner now all of a sudden. Number 1 NFL draft prospect, quarterback all of a sudden. He didn't look like that today. But you know what he did look like? Poised in the biggest moment of the game. Throwing a touchdown to Surratt. And that's another guy that has to be mentioned. Surratt was just solid today. Got a lot of first downs. Solid hands. Caught everything thrown his way. And in the biggest moment, catches it, burns a guy, wins the game. Offensively was not where I'm looking at, though, of the most improved, most thing that mattered to me today. Today, Indiana showed me that defensively, they can hang their hat on that side of the ball and still win a football game. We've really seen over the last 2 years them outscore their opponents by, 510, 520? Something absurd. Number 1 in the nation. And I think everybody's been so accustomed, including me, to this new Indiana where they're scoring 50. And I'm watching that Indiana game where, you know, they win 20-13, and you're sitting there thinking, well, this is weird. They're an offensive team. They're an offensive juggernaut. Well, when you're going to play these teams like Penn State and Oregon coming up soon, right? 1 second, actually. When you are playing these Penn State, Oregon, is this it? I think this is my schedule. All right. When you play Oregon, at Oregon next, and then you play Michigan State, UCLA, Maryland, which all 3 are winnable, although the Maryland game's really sneaky. And then you play Penn State. When you play that Penn State and Oregon, right, 2 of those within 5 weeks. Bye week next week, by the way, which is really good for Indiana. They need a bye week after this. You have to have defense that can stand on its own. Because Oregon and Penn State's offenses are amazing. You're going to see it tonight. The game just started, 7:30. You're going to see it tonight. Those offenses are amazing. If Indiana can continue to use this defense, sky's the limit. They had an off day on offense and still won the game at a very tough place to play at Iowa. It's a tough place to play. All the Big Ten players say it. One of those tough road environments. And as we've seen over this weekend and Friday, these road environments, as a ranked team, is not guaranteed right now. So Indiana had a target on their back, and they were able to win. Got lucky. Missed field goal by Iowa was huge. Changes the momentum. But Indiana got it done. And I'm very excited to see what happens after the bye week. I think the bye week's going to be big. If you're asking me right now, predict their game against Oregon, it'll really depend on what I see from Oregon today against a real team. So the next 2 weeks I'll think about it. But right now I'm not feeling great because although the defense did really good, I don't know if the offense is able to put it together enough. This could just be one bad game, though, offensively. Don't want to overreact. Good game from IU. They got the win. That's all that matters. And again, there's a lot of teams around the country not getting those wins. Put Indiana in the top 10. They should have been already. I know you're like, well, dude, they just barely won. this was a top 10 type of win. Look at what other teams do against road opponents who are worse than them. Right? I just can't believe Texas is above Indiana. I keep saying it, but you'll see by the end of the year. Thank you guys for watching. Go Hoosiers. Be live in my Colts chat in 3.5 hours, because this is uploaded at 1 p.m. on Sunday. So please be in. And then Monday, we'll talk about the Colts game. So see you guys. Peace out. Athletic Time is out.